I thought I would give a really quick tutorial, not even a tutorial, but a little bit of information about glass frogs. I don't have the wire ones here, but I love to collect these glass frogs when I'm out and about. And I was out on 2 separate shopping excursions with girlfriends, and both of them, when I went out looking at them, they didn't know about frogs and they didn't know how to use them. So I figured just collected some tulips. I'll show you how I like to use them. And it's really easy, and I love to find them. And you can find them anywhere from $2 to $15. Of course, the $2 ones I preferred, but what I do is go for things that are different. Like, I had never seen this oval, and I found this the other day. And it got to the point where my girlfriends are like trying to hide them from me when we were walking around, because I just kept going. And I have quite a bit more here on my back shelf, but that's beside the point. So let me show you what I like to do. And you can use these 2 ways. One of them, if you had a container, you can put it right on the top like that. And then of course fill it with water, and then put your flower stems inside. Another one you can do is, I left my container on the corner, just a sec. If you found a container that was a little bit larger, you would put the frog just inside, like I did with my Christmas greens and some of the other projects. Just lay them here for a sec. I'm gonna remove the lower stem. Just gonna give it a little fresh cut here. So I'm going to put this one in the middle. And when you're in a larger container like this also, I can now go around the edges. I'm going to take a minute, I'm going to go back outside, get some greens, and I will be right back. Just placing them in, not thinking about it too much. And now my tulip stems are also helping to hold in a lot of the items. The tansy has quite a nice smell too. I just don't like the gold of the flower taking over so much of the garden, and I did decide I'm going to keep the green and keep cutting it down at the suggestion of one of our kindred spirits. See how that works. I'll probably still delete some of it. I'm just going to take the leaves off of the lower half here of the This area is next, but what I'm working on right now is cleaning up the strawberry bed. There are some weeds in here, there's a lot of the dead debris, and I'm gonna take this out right now because I think we're past, hopefully past, well, there'll be another frost, so I just wanted to protect the plants there. There is a great cover on this, keep squirrels, chipmunks, bears, whatever want to eat these away. It's getting a bit rickety. There is some corner brackets here, but I'm going to, firm this up a bit more. I might even put a center support on the outside just to give it a little more strength. But like I said, right now, I'm just gonna come in here, clean up the beds. There are some weeds that had gotten themselves in here. I'm gonna clean it out and give this a nice fresh start. I don't have a lot of experience with strawberries because when I was little, My mother handled the strawberries. She did the beds there, and I pretty much would just go out, pick them, and eat them. So this is going to be another new adventure for me because I have not had a strawberry bed like this, and I love that it's contained. I'm just going to loosen some of this debris up lightly before I go see what leaves. This is completely all just breaking off, and instead of using some straw last year, I just left all of this. Just going in gently, don't want to pull on the strawberries. I could be a little vigorous here. I'm going to put this out over near the yard, at the edge of the yard, so that some birds, if they would like to come take this to make nests. Well, that's much better than it was, and I could do a little more cleanup, but right now I'm going to be done, and I've got plenty here for some of our little birds and critters to make some nests for the babies that will be coming soon. So I'm going to put this somewhere that is easily accessible, but this is something I wanted to get done, and I'm glad I did. Definitely going to be putting a center support here on this cage. It needs some love, but this is an easy task. There we go. Do you remember the green bowl that I picked up at a consignment store, and I used it for evergreens for Christmas? I used it for the paperwhites. Now it is being used as a holding vessel for my garden plants before I put them outside. I have the stones in here still that I had planted the paperwhites in. These are still in their pots, but I can water them, and right now I'm just going to let them have a little time indoors before I put them outside. I woke this morning to 31 degrees, so I'm glad I did not plant any of these. But yesterday I did pick up some tomato plants when I was passing a local nursery. And it was so funny. I had this in my car, and I used the basket actually to put everything in my car, and a lot of people stopped me and told me how much they loved the basket. And that's one thing with fine living. You can do something so small that brings a little bit of pleasure. And I do love using my old baskets for market and going to the nurseries and things like that. But I'm looking forward to getting a lot of these vegetables and herbs planted But the fact that it was 31 degrees this morning is proving to me that I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer. But having these vegetables and herbs here on the porch, it was a little bit of an eye-opener and inspired me to make this porch more of a year-round, somewhat of a greenhouse. Now, it's not a greenhouse by technical terms, but it is heated. We do have air vents on the floor, so it really stayed above 45 degrees, maybe 50 through the whole year. I'm gonna scan up here, even though we have a mess. So I'm going to be remodeling this and just giving it a makeover, and it's gonna have like an English country greenhouse feel, and I'll be able to keep plants in here and weather them and things like that over the years. So that's kind of my inspiration fun. And let me show you what else I found. I've got the door here still kind of painted. I still have this little to finish, but you guys know me. I skip around. That's just what I do. And I'm trying to get better, but you can't change a 56-year-old that quickly. I was so excited when I went to Grasshopper Landscaping in, I believe it's New Boston, and I hope I have the name right. I'll correct myself. But I've been looking for the white bleeding hearts. I had them at my other house, and I first saw these in a window box while on Nantucket, and I had to track them down. And when I stopped at the landscaping company for a Mother's Day plant, I saw these. Actually, I asked them and she had them. So I put them in my cart. I also grabbed the tomato plants. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting these put in. Now I'm going to swing over here. I'm going to walk over to the side yard. We've talked in the past, you and I, about my lilies and the amount of them. Almost looks like a painting with the colors here. And the more that I see how much the lilies are taking up for space, I definitely am going to be removing these either a little at a time, or I might even rent a tiny little, I don't know if you'd call it a little backhoe or what it is. I think it would fit between the doors. But the lilies are taking up so much great garden space. So I am going to slowly but surely get rid of them. I do have some white daffodils in here, which work out perfect because this is going to be part of the moon garden. So I'll be working around this area, and maybe I will even start pulling out the lilies around this area here. I'll probably put the bleeding hearts around here somewhere, but more against a wall, because they want to be in part sun but mostly shade. And if I have it against the wall, that should happen midday when it's, very sunny out. So I'm going to watch that today. Now, in this little part of the garden, the daffodils seem quite shy. But I love that they're all white. So these are definitely going to be part of the moon garden. But the daffodils are still at full peak right now. And look at this one with all the petals. Isn't that beautiful? Gorgeous. I came home to a freshly cut lawn, and I can't wait to take a look around. have the wood out here getting ready. We're gonna put the birdhouse up soon. While Ben was raking out here yesterday, he pointed out to me that there seems to be possibly a level of stone here. Now, I don't know if it goes all the way across or just in this area. Maybe there's some hidden little steps here to get up to this little second layer where there's some, I believe, high bush blueberries in the back. But I'm also going to be trimming a lot of this bittersweet, but I'm going to wait until I have my little sled over here so I can then cart it over to the brush burning pile, because I don't want to put this in the compost pile. This will take over and reseed, or reroot. So even though I know I'll have to keep cutting this back seasonally for now, but I have a stick, a metal stake right now, and I'm going to just go across and see if I can figure out if this does in fact connect. If not, maybe it's just like I said, we're going to have some sort of second level there, and a lot of overgrowth here. And then he cleaned out this area and started pulling some of the rocks. I have no idea what this may have been or could have been. At first I thought this whole square was a barn foundation, and I would have said, okay, this was the base of a ramp. But then when I found the photo of the barn being closer to the house, then we realized this was a stone gate to keep animals out or in of the garden area. So let me see what I'm going to find here. Little update after I don't know how long I've been out here. I jokingly cursed Ben for showing me these few stones because we both knew I would want to dig this up and figure out what was going on. So he is now golfing, and he promised when he comes back he's going to help me do this, but I think I'm pretty much done for the day. But what I've been doing is exposing the stones all the way down. It seems to stop in one area. I might add one, I'm not sure, unless it just maybe takes a step back. And what I've been doing is the vinca that I've been removing, all I've been doing is dispersing the soil that is in the roots already and just kind of covering the vinca I have now. And I promise, within a few days, once the soil settles, the vinca that's under the soil is gonna, come up through, and it's going to be just as beautiful. Once I clean up the wall a bit more, we'll have a rain, and then we'll see the exposed stone. What I'll let happen is I'll let the vinca climb over to the top, but then I'll probably keep it trimmed with a weed whacker just so we can see that little break in the stone. But this proves to me that many people have loved sugarwood and have taken the time to add their own personal touches. The things that I've been finding in the woods dug up, even some of the beautiful broken pottery, it just makes me feel that this place was super special and almost magical to everybody who's been here. So I'm thoroughly enjoying being out here right now and having some quiet time. But like I said, with the digging that I'm doing right now, I'm pretty much burnt out. I still have to paint the doors on the porch, which was my goal to get done this weekend. But this is the area right here that I haven't found a stone. Hopefully there'll be one there. If not, like I said, I'll add it. But pretty cool. All because Ben was raking and cleaning this area up. There's a stone here also that's flat. I didn't know if it was maybe a step. You know, I don't know how old these blueberry bushes are. I keep saying that. I hope they're blueberry bushes. I can't be sure, but where I was just saying there was no stone, there's very large root system to this tree here. And I just did the picture this. I don't know how accurate it's going to be with this particular small bud, but it is saying it's a flowering dogwood. So that would make sense if they had a dogwood right here in the garden or this little step area and not have a stone behind it. But like I said, it has a very large root system. So this re-rooted itself or started growing. So this has been here a while and it is determined to live. And if it's a dogwood, I am determined to help it live. And I'll be giving it an organic fertilizer stake probably in the fall when I do the others. I didn't fertilize the ones in back. We've got some lilacs here. I think these are offshoots to the lilacs on the other side of the wall here. But we've got one lone maple tree. But I love finding this little bit of an archaeological dig here. And yes, I'll be getting out my metal detector. Who knows, maybe somebody dropped a penny. Ben already found, let me see, is it gone? Ben already found some very large clippers, tree branch clippers, buried, I think, way over, found them way over there somewhere. I found some tools also, some old ones left behind and broken. Right now I'm just getting my edger out and I want a nice straight line. I'm trying to do this with holding my phone, so bear with me. I didn't bring out a tripod. There's already bumblebees out. I love hearing them whiz by my head. So I think I'll do a nice straight line here all the way across. There's an area somewhere I had like a root, but I will get that with my clippers. I think it's right here. Yep. So once I clear that out, I'll see what I have going. But you can see I started a line there. I love unearthing somebody's hard work and gonna give it new life. I have forgotten to link my automatic clippers here. Now, I do have them on my Amazon store, which I believe is linked on my website. I will have to check. But these are fantastic. I've been trying to answer everybody who's asked me. It's a Scott's trimmer, clipper, and I did buy them through Amazon. I do have an affiliate Amazon link that I will leave below, but I'm guessing you can find these at one of your local landscaping stores, and they have been coming in so handy, just with even clipping some old roots here from bittersweet. So I'm just going to go right in and clip that right off. It's such a time saver for me. Oops, I want to remember what I'm doing. Anything that could be invasive, I am putting here in a pile to be burnt. And, oops, sorry, just spinning fast. This is the pile of the vinca that I shook out. So you can see I really got all of the soil out. And whatever little bit is left, I can just put it here. But the vinca will thank me for it. It's got some extra soil on top. Assuming the wall goes to the end of that wall, I have a ways to go. But these are the culprits, those 3 stones. It's kind of cool.